Hi, everyone. I believe we're started here. Yeah, glad to see good attendance so far and people trickling in here as we get started shortly. Just want to clarify that this meeting is recorded. So it will be posted on Oasis's YouTube channel, and it will be able to be passed out to people in the future and beyond this. Yeah, want to make sure that people who can't make it today are able to use it as a resource. So it will be posted in our Oasis newsletter and on our website to make sure that it is, yeah, very shareable ongoing. Yeah, welcome to today. Happy Friday, everyone. Beautiful day out for those in Ontario, from what I can tell. Yeah, Oasis. Has many offerings through Green Shield, Canada Life, OSI, as you know. And then for benefits that we don't necessarily offer within the explicit Oasis plan, we want to make sure that we're able to connect our members and organizations to people with kind of those more extenuating and unique benefits kind of within the group benefit health world. We have group RSPs that we're connected with through Common Good. And then one of our longtime contacts is Prosum, who actually offers retiree benefit plans through Green Shield. So the transition, as Jim will get into in a moment, is very seamless in that respect. So yeah, I just want to welcome Jim Bates, who's going to speak today on individual and retiree benefit plans, both for or primarily for, in the Oasis context, employees retiring who are looking to continue on with benefits beyond their retirement. Yeah, I'll pass it over to Jim now.
Well, thank you, Isaac, and thank you for inviting us, and we're thrilled. And this will be open where I understand we have maybe two types of people in the audience. One would be administrators who would be handing out the leads and information generally, and then there may be some people that are considering retirement that want to go a little bit more in depth. So today I have joining me two other Prosum experts, Danielle and Esme. And we're going to work together in presenting all this. And we'll give you lots of time to answer questions. We'll keep it at a pretty high level. And anyone that is interested in pursuing more because they're considering leaving or retiring, we would be glad to get your number. You can contact us. It'll be on the OASIS site. And we'll take the time to understand your needs, which is what we do, and treat you privately and help you through the process. So, if we can begin, Prosum is the largest distributor of Green Shield individual coverage in Canada, and we're very proud of that. We work exclusively with Green Shield, and we work with a number of organizations like yours. For instance, General Motors of Canada, we do all their retiree benefits to credit unions. So we take the time to talk to people, and that's the big difference. One of the reasons OASIS uh, uh, agreed to work with us and Green Shield some 12 years ago. Uh, so often today, you're dealing with a call center when you make a call for individual coverages or other things, and they just have a little cheat sheet and they go through the list and want to get you in and out as quick as possible. That's not what we do. We call you back the same day. We'll take all the time to find out what an individual's needs are and then help them through the process. Our job, which Green Shield pays for, by the way, you don't, that doesn't cost you a penny, is to make sure you have all of the answers, get enrolled, and then you deal directly with Green Shield from that point on, like you would today for claims and actually for payments and customer inquiries and the online sites. We'll talk a bit about that. So, getting into what the coverages are. Green Shield is a national not-for-profit company. I'll make that point because that makes them really unique and special. They're the only national uh, not-profit insurer offering individual coverage. There are others. And the difference there is the way they treat their customers and how they build the plans. And there is no shareholder profit built into the premiums. That's huge. And they need to pay the bills, but other than that, that's what we're paying for. So you have to be a Canadian resident, be eligible. you have to be between 18 and 79. And I'll point out that's unique because most companies don't want us when we turn 79, quite frankly. Green Shield will take you as a new applicant then. And in fact, as I'll mention later, give you the coverage for life. And you have to have provincial health coverage, which we all have. So that's the eligibility for the plans. There is a total of 12 plans people are eligible for. And the link plans are guaranteed issue. What that means is because you've been in a group with OASSIS, you have the right to carry on in a program with Green Shield that will cover all your existing medications with no questions asked. Now, these plans are ideal for people retiring or leaving that have medications and are not eligible for the provincial government coverage yet. Because you just sign on the dotted line, you have the coverage. And the good news is, depending where you live, but in Ontario in particular, we have an excellent plan when you turn 65, and the government will cover most of your medications. So you should always check when you get near there to make sure they are. And then I always say, why would you pay for this level of drug coverage if you've got government coverage? And Green Shield allows you to change plans basically whenever you want. You also have no long-term commitment with any of our plans. You can leave in 30 days notice if circumstances change. But if you want to stay, you can stay for life. No questions asked. So the link plans, there's 4 of them. They're guaranteed. You simply pick the level you want, and the level is, then the price would change. The other good news is you don't have to, if you're a family and you retire, you don't have to enroll the whole family on individual coverage. It could just be the person that needs the coverage, or different family members could take different plans depending on their needs to save some money. But these are the 4 plans. They're all excellent. We will provide the details for them if you want to go more in depth. But there is 4 various plans that people can enroll for, guaranteed, no questions asked. And you have 90 days to enroll in those group conversion plans from when you leave the group coverage. And then you're not eligible normally for those coverages after that. Then we have our zone plans. There's 8 of them, and they're much more flexible. They're ideal for people that are really in good health, don't need a lot of drug coverage, or have government coverage for other things because there's so many flexible options now. And of the 8, 4 of them are guaranteed issue, and 4 you do have to fill out an application for medical evidence. So they're ideal for people perhaps that turn 65 and then you want to move down and save some money. And they do offer you a variety. You might want no drug, you might want no dental. They give you all that variety. And they are more affordable because of that reason. There's more options there. I should point out all of individual coverages are meant to cover day-to-day expenses. We all have eyeglasses and we have maybe some medications and we go to the dentist, massage. They're all intended to cover something towards all of those expenses. The other big factor, they're also an insurance part of the coverage. Because no one really wants to have a heart attack or a stroke and need nursing or need special medical coverages. They're all built into the plan. One of the highly used benefits that is an insurance type benefit that we never think of is the accidental dental benefit. It's nothing to do with the dental benefit per se. It's for accidents. And depending on the plan, it covers up to $10,000. I've personally used it twice. I tripped in the backyard over a loose stone, knocked out my front tooth, and it was close to $5,000. That happens more as we get older. So none of the people on here would even worry about that, I know. But as you get older, you can have accidents or you could trip around the pool. That's all built in all the plans as well. So the individual plans, the zone plans are flexible. You have a choice. And you can change them after time as well. Next slide, please. So what makes Green Shield a bit unique? I talked about some of the things, but there is no waiting periods. These coverages are brand new. They start all over day 1. So you could have been to the dentist the last day of your work and had the coverage. You could start all over when you get enrolled in your individual plan. Coverage is always the first of a following month from approval. And most coverages would make you wait dental 6 months. When you look at individual plans, Green Shield does not. The plans increase over time. So each year your benefits go up a little bit. The other good news, once you're in, is they make changes to the coverages and update them. You automatically get all of those improvements in your coverage at no additional cost. Coverage is guaranteed for a year, and then they look at the overall economic adjustment factor. And typically, as a not-for-profit, that's 2 or 3% Green Shield adjusts premiums. Coverage does not decrease with age, which also makes them very different. Most coverages will take away travel when you hit 65 or 70 because you use more expenses then, they don't want you. Green Shield does not do that. Coverage is for a lifetime. Emergency medical travel is in all of the plans automatically. It depends on the days, depending on your plan. And it is excellent coverage. It's the same as you would have in a group plan. It's $5 million per year per person. And that's different than most as well. Any questions so far? Great. Okay. We'll move along. So the application process is simple, basically. We can help people. Some people don't like to go online and do it. They want to fill out an application. We'll send them the application. We'll help them through it. They send it back to us. We get them enrolled. If they want to go online, and you can do that through the OASSIS site, you can click on and you can get plan comparisons. You can fill out an application and submit it. If you were to apply for one of the linked plans or one of the guaranteed issue plans, it's instant. That makes it really unique. You get confirmation right away that your coverage is effective. You get a choice on the effective date, and then you'll get confirmation of the approval. If it's a medically underwritten one where you've had to give them some information for one of the zone plans, it takes about 8 to 10 business days for them to get back to you. They never, ever turn down a person. Green Shield does not. Others do. They do not increase the price like others might. What they do is medically underwrite just the drug benefit, and the plans in the zone area, only zone, they wouldn't cover a pre-existing condition, which is why the price is so low for those coverages. Now, when I say low, individual coverage is expensive, so that's why it's important that you get the plan that suits your individual needs and budgets. Next slide. So what happens in the application process, as I mentioned, there is no doctor's anything. It's just filling out a form. And they would reach out if they had any questions on that. Then you're approved. And this would be for the medically underwritten plans. They suggest if there is any exclusions to the plan, only drug. And then you're given a choice whether you want to proceed or move to one of the other plans. And that's all done within 7 or 10 days. Coverage is always prepaid. Next slide, please. So you never lose benefits. People forget to tell Green Shield that, oh, I changed my credit card and whatnot. And you don't want to be standing at the drugstore and have them say your coverage isn't effective because you haven't paid. So they always prepay. So you're always a month in advance. So you never are out of benefit that way. So on approval, they take the first month's premium, and then the first of the month of your coverage, they would take the next premium, and then the first of every month. And it can be done either through a bank account and also through a credit card, so you can get the points. And I should say the premiums for all of our individual coverages are eligible as part of your overall medical expense deduction for income tax. So you can go online and you can print that information out and include it. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. So that's the payment method. And it is monthly. Now, I hope that you are currently in the plus side, the Green Shield Plus for individual information and your portal. You get exactly the same program with the individual plans. Now, you would have to enroll again with Green Shield because you'll get a new number for individual coverage, and then you register again and you have access to everything you have today. And if you're not into that program, please sign up and get it. It's just wonderful, the benefits it can give you and the discounts. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that is right now. If you'd move forward, please. So the the Green Shield Platform Plus is unique in Canada, and you probably already know this, in that it's the first to integrate all of these services into one umbrella. I'll give you a personal example. I have the coverage, of course, and I needed to call a doctor on the Friday of a long weekend, and I had never done it before. So I went into the portal, I contacted the doctor number, and this was about 10:30 on a Friday night. Uh, he got back to me within 10 minutes. He had all of my information there. I didn't have to give anything else other than my old number. Uh, and by 11, there was a prescription at my local pharmacy, which I picked up and had the medication for the weekend. So it's a wonderful service. That's just one little example, but it allows you to submit claims, get all your history, download information, check on your benefits, uh, print out premium statements for income tax, uh, find your providers. It's just a great service. Next slide, please. So the various services that are included in this are your mental health. All of our plans do include a mental health benefit that is included in addition to the standard mental health benefit, and it's through the Green Shield Mental Health Service. The pharmacy is there if you want online pharmacy, and they give you a discounted price, and that helps the dollars you have to spend in an individual plan go further. And great for routine medications. The telemedicine service I talked about, there's the insurance components, the well-being part, legal assist. All of the plans have a unlimited telephone legal plan. And that is automatically included, unlimited calls to a lawyer. And they also get a discount if you needed a lawyer and had to go for service. It also includes a free legal letter if you need it, like a simple letter or a review of a up to 3-page document. And that's in all the plans. And people say, well, I don't think I'd ever use it. I just had one client say a new neighbor moved in, put a fence up on the line. So it's over on my line. I didn't know what to do. They called the telephone legal number and they were able to get free service. The virtual providers, there's more and more of them now. What really shocked me the other day was it physiotherapy, I think, is now virtual as well, but it's a whole array of services that you can get, and they automatically bill Green Shield, of course, when you use them, and then vision discounts. So that's the kind of sort of value add you get with our individual coverage, and you currently have with your coverages. Next page. So that's sort of a very quick summary. We're open for any questions, but we're here to help you whenever you want. Danielle's going to be our lead. We're going to back it up. We're going to have at least 2 people that would have pictures and information on your site, so you can call us anytime. And I say that, and I mean it. If you're working during the day, you can't talk during the day, you want to talk in an evening, we do that. If it's better Saturday or Sunday, you want to talk to somebody, we'll do that as well. And you have all of the follow-up times you want. And quite frankly, we spend maybe 3 to 4 contacts for each person because they always have more questions once they get the information and review the plans. And we often meet with a couple so they both hear the same thing. So that's us. We're open to any questions.
Yeah, so questions can be raised in the chat. Unfortunately, the attendees don't have the ability to speak back and forth. We don't have mics on for them.
Okay.
But yeah,
All
if
right.
anyone has questions in the chat, please feel free to ask and we can relay them to Jim here and go from there. Jim, I have a question about some of the extra value adds that we just spoke about at the end in that 2x4 grid.
Yes.
As far as something like telemedicine goes, so is that included on every single zone or link plan, or is that
Yes.
in addition?
Nope. Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question. It is included in every plan. Now it's limited. there's a dollar value for mental health in the plans depending on what you pick, but this is the telephone service through them, and each individual has a limited number that they can use. The benefit there is you get a discount, like it's free for the first few. And if you carry on with that service, you're getting the price at about half price. So the dollars you have in your individual plan go a lot further. So you're paying $90.95 an hour rather than 150. So you get
Yeah,
more value.
great. We have a couple questions here kind of asking if you could re-clarify, Jim, the difference kind of high level between zone and the link coverages and kind of
Okay,
what the difference is there again.
sure. Okay,
Yeah.
that's often a good question that we haven't clarified. So the link plans are meant to be what they call guaranteed, and their group conversion plans would be another name. So you have to be leaving a group to be eligible for them, and you're allowed 90 days to be enrolled in them. And they guarantee uh, the drug coverage. So it doesn't matter if you're diabetic, you're on medications, they'll continue, and there's no questions asked. They'll cover those drugs. So that's
Yeah,
the big
avoiding
value in that.
underwriting is, beneficial as far as they know that you've been on a plan and been using some plan. So having that quote
Yes,
unquote conversion or link, as it's called, between your current plan and the new
yes,
Prosum one is the advantage there, and that's why
yes.
that's
And
I guess one of those
yeah,
avenues.
and it's often people that are taking a number of medications, uh,
Hmm.
not quite 65. It's a good bridge plan for them because it will cover their medications, no questions asked. And then when they turn 65, they'll often say, now the government is covering my medications. Maybe I'll move down to a zone plan. And maybe I won't cover any drugs at all. I'll just take dental and all the other benefits. Or maybe I'll take one of the plans like a fundamental that will cover the $100 deductible for ODB and the $9 or $7 dispensing fee that I pay each time. So there's options that we're glad to explain, but that's the big difference. The zone plans are less expensive, give you much more flexibility, but the uh, majority of them, the four big ones, don't cover pre-existing drugs. Everything else is covered, but not pre-existing medications. So if you're not taking a lot of medications, they're a great plan because you save money, cover all new, but none of the existing. Does that help?
I think so. Yeah, that makes sense to me as far as, yeah, the zone. Yeah, if you are, relatively healthy, yes, Iris is saying thank you. So, yeah, if you're a
Perfect.
relatively healthy 65-year-old who's not going to cost your plan a ton of money, it is, I guess, more likely advantageous for you to hypothetically be
Yes.
joining a
Yes.
zone plan,
Yeah.
in order
And
to, yeah, keep costs down for yourself.
yeah. And what I find often is maybe one family member the will need that. They might be a diabetic or have other things, so they take the link plan and then they enroll their partner in a zone plan that's less expensive because they don't have any existing medications and it would cover any new ones. So they save money each month that way.
Yeah. No, that's great that you can customize it for yeah, again, each
Yes.
individual person leaving a plan.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any other questions in the chat.
Wonderful.
Yeah, again, we are as Jim and Danielle, Esme here, they're all very happy to speak to you as far as, yeah, everyone's situation's very unique here. So
Yes.
I think Jim can tell you more often than not the best way to really know what's best for you is to reach out to Prosum and ask them and talk to them on a personal level to figure out, hey, what's my best plan moving forward here. So
Yeah.
um,
And
certainly encourage you to do that. As you can see here, in the chat, Prosum's number is listed here. It's also available on our website. We will be posting this video in the newsletter along with some Prosum material. So yeah, both helpful, hopefully here for members, OASSIS employees under the OASSIS umbrella in the OASSIS pool, and then as well for HR contacts and administrators to be able to educate your employees as they reach this different stage of life, and make sure that they have know what to do going forward, or at least know what's out there, right? Some peace of mind in that sense is important, I think. So yes, Prosum is very helpful in that respect, to say the least. So yeah. Anything else, Jim?
The only comment I would make is a lot of organizations remember to give people information on their life insurance because they can avert it. They forget about the health and life. And there has been court cases where people needed the coverage, didn't know about it, and sued. So I always try to remind organizations, at minimum, just make sure people know they have a number to call, or they have the right to carry on, and then it's up to them what they do.
Yes, yeah, it's a good note. OASSIS tries to do our best to educate in that respect as well. We have material on that I was planning to post alongside all of this. It is important, yeah, when people's legal compensation and entitlements are evolving. So yeah, there are high stakes for it for sure. So yeah, that's a very good note to end things here.
Oh, thanks, everyone.
All right. Happy Friday, everyone. Thanks again to Jim, Danielle, and Esme. And yeah, everyone, you have yourself a great weekend. You take care.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.